Okay, today I'm going back to basics with a torpedo boat style of the Japanese gunboat line, bizarrely, which starts as torpedo boats and eventually at Tier 8 starts turning into gunboats. Although you could argue that the Shiratsuyu is a hybrid. The guns on the Shiratsuyu at the Tier 7 are okay. They're okay for a torpedo boat, so you could run them as a hybrid. Anyway, we're starting our grind with the Minekaze. If you reset your research bureau, this is usually the ship you'll be going back up the line with. What can I tell you about this ship? Well, she's got really good concealment of 5.4 kilometers. Her maneuverability is exceptional. Her base speed is 41 knots with a speed flag before you add the speed boost, which adds another couple of knots to that speed, 2 or 3 knots. So, pretty fast. Her AA defense is non-existent. It comprises of a few members of the crew literally standing on the deck with pistols. But, yeah, it's not great. Depth charges go out the back and can do about 4,600 damage. They have a reload time of 40 seconds. Number of charges 2. Bombs in a charge 4. So, adequate depth charge protection. The torpedoes, which are her bread and butter, have a traverse of 6 seconds on the torpedo tubes to go 180 degrees, which is quite fast. The reload time is exceptional, 42 seconds. And of course you can get this down pretty low. Torpedo range is so only 7 kilometers, but with 5.4 kilometer detect, you can indeed stealth torpedo with the ship. It is a regular ghost or ninja. Maximum damage on those torpedoes is 10,833 and the speed is 60 knots, which at Tier 5 is quite hard to avoid, especially when you take into account the detectability range, which is just 1.2 kilometers. So, a very strong torpedo armament. Okay, if we look at the captain build, it's classic Japanese torpedo boat. So we start with preventative maintenance, then we go to last stand, then we go to survivability expert, and then we go to concealment expert. Okay, that will get you to this 5.4 kilometer value. After that, we take adrenaline rush, and then we take fill the tubes, which will take the already fairly insane torpedo reload of 42 seconds down another 10%. What's that mean? It means 37 to 38 second reload time on the torpedoes, which is pretty damn good. Of course, we would then take RPF because we like to know where those torpedo targets are. And then with our last point, we would probably increase the flooding chance with Liquidator. Although if you are using the guns, you might want to consider grease the gears. Okay, let's have a look at equipment. Okay, in slot 1 I've gone with main armaments modification 1 to keep your guns alive and your torpedo tubes functioning. Then after that, engine room protection. If you've got the coal, it may be worth getting engine boost modification 1, as this will increase the action time of her boost by 30 seconds. So she usually gets about 2 minutes of boost, but with that, let's see, 2.5 to 3 minutes, heading towards 3 minutes of boost time. And that boost is 8%. Okay, and then in slot 3, torpedo tubes modification 1. And that, of course, increases the torpedo speed by 5%, giving us that nice, juicy 60 knots I was showing you on the torpedoes. Right. Let's see. Okay, so what you're going to see next, what's coming up next, is the first match. She will be in stock. Okay, so we will literally be running stock modules. And how does that look? There we go. So we'll be running Type 5 Mod 1, so the guns will only be 8.1 kilometer range, and we'll be running the stock hull, which has 1,300 less hit points, less AA mounts, less survivability, and that's about it. We'll also be running the torpedoes, which to be honest. Doesn't matter whether they're stock or not. These torpedoes are used for both stock and out of stock. So first match in stock, and second match I'll be showing you what she's like out of stock and with all her modules. Coming right up now. So you're probably wondering why I'm in a Minekaze in stock. Well, it's a long story, but I'll give you the short version. I got the Golden Lion, and I like the legendary mod for the Golden Lion, or Guden Yi, the pattern bombing Dutch cruiser that we all love so much, and so I've had to grind some research points. I'm reset the Haragumo line, and I'm on a ×4 multiplier because that's the amount of free XP I just happen to have for this particular reset. What's that work out at? About 600, 700,000 to reset, just under 700,000 to reset. And so 4 of those bad boys, so yeah. Almost 3 million research, just under. Set fire to. About 280,000, a bit less than that. 2 million. No, what am I talking about? 2,800,000, something like that. And all I can say is this is a really comfortable grind. Over the next few videos, I'm going to take you through the trip to the Haragumo to give you an idea of what the research grind is really like. I am using 800 XP boosters, 800% XP boosters, which makes the whole journey quite pleasant. I did use all my research, so basically I have almost nothing left. So I'm having to do this the hard way, but with 800% flags, it's not that hard. It really isn't. And when you get such a great line as this one, I mean, essentially the Minekaze, what can I tell you about? 7-kilometer torpedoes. We've got a 5.4 kilometer detect. You get 3 launches in pairs, so 3 sets of 2, which you'll see in a minute. She's stealthy, she's fast. I mean, her base speed's about 41, 42 knots, 41 knots actually, thinking about it. With the booster on, we can get up to about 44, roughly. The guns are terrible. For a gunboat line, I find that quite hilarious. The first few boats are all torpedo boats, really, so you build for that, as you probably saw in the introduction. I've shown you the full build, so you don't have to. And here I'm just coming into cap to assist the other destroyer of our team. I kind of bailed on C. It's a bit tight. Sometimes you can get some good torpedo hits in. There is that. But with my detect, I'm probably better off hanging around mid, to be honest. And ghosting around the map. There you go. Rataka there without a clue in the world that I'm here. Haha. Alright, now having secured B, we're going to head down to A. That's the general idea. Now, I am a little bit concerned about the Emerald because he's got hydro. He can see through my smoke if he wants to. It's not particularly long range, but it is a concern. I'm going to keep half an eye on him. He's a ship that could actually hurt me quite badly. And the Emil Bert in there. A couple of cruisers to think about. I'd like to torpedo that gap. I'd like to. I'm not sure whether I'm going to get an opportunity, but I'd like to. I'll leave those there for the Emerald. You never know, you might turn into them. And I've noticed that the Koenig is coming towards B, having taken out our destroyer. Oh my goodness, we just lost 3 ships, just like that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's pretty fast and furious at this tier. I must admit, I do enjoy the tier 5, 6, and 7 matches more than I do perhaps the tier 8, 9, and 10, if I'm honest. Because of the state of the game. You get a more balanced, more fun experience at these lower tiers. That said, I think we just literally got our asses kicked. Let's see if we can do something about this Koenig. He hasn't got a lot of health left. No hydro on that guy. Okay. Classic island torpedo run at 4 kilometers and closing. And of course he's moving away. He's turning out quite hard and he's taken another destroyer. We're down to 6 ships. Okay. Alright. And I'm in a stock Minekaze. Let's just reinforce that, yeah. Now, judging by the way this guy's been playing, I'm going to assume he's going to turn out. But he's actually turning in this time anyway. Those torps look good. He definitely slowed down. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Haha. Right, so that's our second casualty of the match against Team Red. It's going to be a long day. Now, this Nicholas is looking pretty low, so even though I've got crap guns, should be able to take the Nicholas down. Should. So let's do that. Let's take him on. Let's take him on. Okay. Try and place the shots a bit better. Did we get him? Yes, we did. Okay. So that's 2 reds down. Okay. 2 down and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to go. Yeah. Alright. Now the Tigers come for a sniff of B. So we're going to move up. Just lost our Phoenix, but at least he traded, right? At least he traded. Okay, so got the Tiger moving across there, so I'm just going to leave a wall of torpedoes. You might have noticed my reload speed on these torpedoes is pretty ridiculous, and I'm in stock. Everything is stock. And I don't have the torpedo commander skill for the torpedo reload, so they could be 10% quicker. Yeah, we could be around the 30 second mark. He speeded up, didn't he? Those are going to miss. I nipped him with one in the tail. There we go. All right. Yeah, he's turning my way, which is a bit of a worry. So we're going to try and predict on the torps. And I'm going to have to move away because he's heading towards my 5.4 detect. I want to stay dark if possible. It's one of the strongest things about the Minekaze. And somehow my torps found the gap between the Emerald and the Tiger. He was turning. It was never going to be easy to predict, but here we go. We get another set of torps. So just keep chucking them spears, boys. Okay, our Omaha just took out their Hermes. That's great. So they have no eyes anymore, which is useful. We still have our carrier, which is great. Torps look okay for at least one hit. Yeah, maybe two. Yep, 2 hits. And he's sinking, and he's out of there. Boom. 3 reds down. Such a sneaky ship, this one. I kind of feel a little dirty when I play this ship, the Minekaze. I suppose you guys know about the Kamikaze R, right? That comes out of crates. That's even is a slightly pimped Minekaze, basically. I've been wanting that ship. I've been lusting after it for a while now. But as usual, Wargaming want a large chunk of my bank balance for me to get hold of her. So I've eased off. I'm waiting for a lucky box. A lucky loot box will come along one day. Hopefully in this lifetime. But that said, this is a fun grind. It's probably, in my opinion, probably the best research tree to reset the Haragumo line, because you get to play with these torpedo boats, and they're all pretty fun, to be honest. They do teach you the basics of torpedoing, and then you get to play in some gunboats. They teach you the basics of gunboating, and all of the ships in the series have very strong torpedoes, so it's a lot of fun. And the conceal on most of them is pretty good. Hello. Just got caught out by them in Minekaze, of course. Well, we'll have a go at this guy. We seem to be clawing this game back, so I don't want to do anything daft and get myself killed. He's smoked up, so I've gone dark. I think I'll take advantage of that. And see if we can do something about the Phoenix. At least keep him lit for the team. He's taking fire from Omaha, and I have the Gin Court with me. The IJN Court. The ship with the crazy secondaries. Honestly, it's got Schliefflen levels of secondaries at tier 5. So if you wonder what the big deal with the IJN Court is, or the IJN Court, it's its secondaries. They are insane for its tier. No AA though, not a single AA gun. They don't even have a guy on the deck with a pistol. They literally are just swearing at the planes as they go by. They've got nothing. Just in case he turns in, I thought I'd just leave those there for the Phoenix. I'm not saying he will, but you know, I'm playing the percentages here. Just going to take advantage of this guy's smoke. And then replace it with my own. Looking pretty low. Yep. Finished him off with our crazy good guns. Those guns are crazy, right? The turret traverse is kind of Yamato levels of turret traverse. You see how slowly these turrets traverse. It's insane. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, sir. Oh, well, God. This is going to be mad. Okay, we're going to try and torpedo him. He's down, isn't he? I think we've got him. Yeah, look at that. I think the torps of the last spread were good. Yeah, I think those two would have got him anyway. And, oh look, we got a Kraken. In stock. So yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say this ship's pretty good in stock. You can tell I'm in stock. If you look down bottom left, you can see I've got 11,350 hit points. I'm going to post another match after this one of the Minekaze out of stock, so you can compare if you like. Answers on a postcard. I bet I don't do anything like as well as I've done in this match. She's strong in stock. She's how do I put this? You play a little safer when you're in a stock ship, you know? You watch yourself. You're a little bit more alert about the shit around you because you haven't got as many hit points to play with, so you can't be quite so blasé about your plays. Now we need caps because we're behind on points. So, and there's only 2 of us. We're down to me and the Omaha. I'm not even sure we're going to win this, to be honest, but we're going to try. We will try for the team. But a Kraken from stock is a fine thing indeed. Okay, we're now on our own, and oh no. There's the Kamikaze R I was telling you about. Ship I want. You usually find at least one of these SEAL clubbers at this level. It's quite common to find a player in a Kamikaze R at tier 5 because it's the ultimate SEAL clubber's ship, to be honest with you. They just can't help themselves. He's weaving quite nicely. Am I going to catch him? Not quite, no. No. The jewel is on. Look how slow these turrets are coming to me. I mean, honestly, I'm just S-ing because he's gonna, yeah, he's launched. Okay, we've got an emerald over there. The emerald I was worried about earlier. Okay, we're just going to try and go dark again. There we go. That's all I'm using the smoke for. I can't farm because I have no eyes. So we're literally just going to drop a smoke curtain and then we're going to come straight back out of it dark and chase down the Kamikaze R. I think that's all I can really do. And hope the emerald doesn't get us, right? There he is. Oh my goodness. Come on, turrets. Why is he not shooting back? I'm really low health. Ah, there he goes. Okay. And down I go. Well, there you go. That's the Minekaze in stock. Closer than I thought that match was going to be, if I'm honest. Closer than I thought it was going to be. And I mean, I was definitely playing to win. Shame I can't sink an entire team, right? I'm working on it. Okay, second from top on XP. The Omaha did well, though. He had a bit of a match. There's a Kamikaze R. Worthy Sea Clubber. Okay, there's a damage spread. There's the credits. Right, let's do another one. Okay, we're on the map Trident. It's a standard battle, and I'm in the Minekaze. And this time, my friends, this time I'm out of stock. Yay! I've upgraded all 3 of the modules. You can't upgrade the torpedoes. You get the same torpedoes as before with the 7-kilometer range. And 60 knot speed. Honestly, that's not a deal breaker because we have 5.4 detect. So what do you get? Well, if you upgrade the guns, they reload like 0.8 of a second faster. Yeah, and I quote 0.8 seconds. Which, yeah, okay. Oh no, I tell a lie, 0.9. Huh. You know, pay if I read my notes right. But 0.9 seconds saved on the terrible guns that turn at the same speed or turret traverse as a battleship. Yeah, we won't be relying on those too much. The hull is where things get interesting. We go from an AA value of 6 to an AA value of 11. So an extra, the captain literally pulls out a second pistol and hangs out of the bridge, shooting away at aircraft with his 2 pistols instead of 1. So again, the AA is not that great. I mean, the total value there is 11. What else happens when you switch from the A hull to the B hull? There is one thing I can say. The speed stays the same. You do get extra hit points. 1,300 extra hit points to play with, which is, if you check bottom left, you'll see I'm at 12,650 health, which is nice, isn't it? Just checking the opposition there. I think we've got extra hit points. We've got improvement in AA, but more importantly, look at this rudder shift. Very responsive. That is huge. We go from 3.2 second rudder shift to 2.1 second rudder shift, and suddenly you've got yourself a very maneuverable boat. Same speed as the A hull, but a whole second faster response time on the rudder. And honestly, on a torpedo boat, that is really, really useful. Right? Okay, we've of course run into another Minekaze going in the other direction. I don't think he wants to play, which is just as well, because I can't get my guns to train anyway, even if I wanted to. He's smoked up, so we forced him to smoke, and he wants to stay dark. So I don't blame him. I don't blame him. That's a legit play style, because this really is a torpedo boat. It's, even though it's on the Haragumo line, it is a torpedo boat, and I can see what he tried to do there. But look at this response time. I can respond to those torpedoes, find the gap, and keep myself safe, which is very important. So yeah, I'm quite impressed, I have to say, with the B hull. I think you could live without the gunfire control system upgrade. That only adds the same guns, exactly the same guns, and it just adds 0.9 to your range. Or is it 0.8? No, I do tell a lie. 0.8 to your range, so you get an extra 0.8 kilometers. My guns now fire to 8.9 as opposed to 8.1 in the previous match. But as you can see, honestly, these guns, my god, did a whole 170 points of damage there. Gosh. And again, I'm avoiding his torpedoes. I definitely came off worst in that engagement. Okay, the Devonshire just took out their DD, which is good. That's one less DD to worry about. So, would I upgrade the gunfire control system on this ship, or save the XP and just grind to the next ship, the Hatsuharu? I'd probably save it for the Hats, to be honest. I don't think I need the extra 0.8 kilometers of gun range, since I will be mostly sneaking around, being obscure. And as you can see, again, that rudder shift is just incredible, and it was very easy to avoid getting pinged by that submarine. Okay, so we covered the gunfire control system, we covered the hulls and the guns. The guns are exactly the same as the stock guns, they just shoot a fraction faster. But I've already mentioned that, so we won't go there again, I don't think. Yeah, is there anything else to say? No, not really. Let's get into this match. So I've got a Leander pushing me. Very brave for a tier 6 light cruiser to be just sat there. I'm surprised in New York. I imagine in New York, as we speak, is training his guns on the Leander, getting ready to deliver a dev strike, right? Right? Ah. Okay. Some of those shells plunged. In fact, this ship should have 2 battleships on him, but the Viribus Unitus isn't going to be with us very much longer. The Leander took him down. Okay. I mean, he is being supported by a submarine and 2 destroyers. It's all going down on this flank, isn't it? We're being pushed by 2 battleships, two destroyers, a submarine, and a Leander, a light cruiser. So I'm having to jink about a bit. I'm having to be careful. I don't think I'm going to torpedo the Leander either. They're very maneuverable. I've got that ship. And great boat, actually. If you haven't got the Leander and you haven't ground the British light cruiser line, I can thoroughly recommend it. It's a fun grind. The smoke cruisers are very good indeed. And you get radar to play with later, which is great. If you're feeling brave, of course. These torps kind of look okay on the Leander. I'd be surprised, though, if I clip him with one. Nope. No, he avoided those and moved away. Okay. So what we're doing here is trying to force the enemy that's pushing this flank to reconsider its options and move away. Being lit again by the Minekaze. Okay, I got some decent hits on him that time. Knocked out his engine. But I just took a big hit from the Russian battleship. The Revolutia. That kind of hurt. So we're just going to smoke up and go dark, and then we're going to move away. I literally just dumped that smoke to go dark. I'm not staying in it. Because there are destroyers about. I've noticed the Icarus, though, has gone up the one line with the submarine, and they are pestering the New York. Not a lot I can do about that, really. I'm more concerned about the fact that we've got to defend the cap, so I'm going to get in position for some cap defense. If there wasn't that ball of ships to my southwest, this wouldn't be such a problem. But we're down to 5k health, and I'm thinking I'm only one dev strike away from oblivion, so I'm going to play it safe. I don't really know what's coming through that smoke, so we're going to see if we can catch it. Ah, there's the Minekaze. He's been a constant pain in my side. Got some more hits on it. Oh yeah, one hit. 561 damage. Great. Okay, got a couple of hits that time. He's starting to look a bit shaky, isn't he? Okay, I'm being fired on by the Leander, so I'm just going to use that 2.1 second rudder shift. And the Nuremberg. Nuremberg had a go as well, and we managed to avoid all of those. Yes, I do like the new rudder shift. It's very good for keeping you alive. Just launching torps at the Koenig in case he decides to turn in and head in my direction. I don't think he will, but I think he's got the cap in mind. He's definitely heading towards cap, so see if we got that right. He's in a world of his own, isn't he? He's not going to push into those torps at all. Okay. I want to get closer, but with that Minekaze spotting me every time I do, it's a bit of a problem. You've probably wondered why I'm hanging out this far. Well, every time I go in to strike, as it were, get into torpedo range, their Minekaze lights me. But he's not long for this world. We're not doing very well, though, are we? Another team that's losing ships rapidly. It's pretty even, though. No, it's pretty even. Looking at those damage numbers at the top, I'd say it's a pretty even fight, really. They've got a one-ship advantage. Something's on cap with me, which is interesting. That must be the submarine. The U-69, I guess, is on cap with me. which feels kind of weird. Okay, hopefully the Koenig will push into range of my torps this time. Submarine has dived, probably because I was going to detect him if he stayed on the surface. It's a nice thing about having 5.4 detect. Some torps in pairs. That's from their Minekaze. So their Minekaze taught me. He's over there. So they're going to run out, aren't they? Yeah, they're just going to run out. I had no idea how slow the Koenig is taking it. He certainly has had his smoke almost vertical for the entire play, hasn't he? I was expecting him to put his foot down, but he's been taking his sweet time. Okay, so we have 2 destroyers to worry about to the south. The Icarus and the Minekaze. Could really do with getting rid of one of those. But I'm sure they'll join me on the cap eventually anyway. Meanwhile, we're pushing their cap. We've got a Mackenzie and a Congo pushing their cap. Not sure what our Icarus is doing, if I'm brutally honest. I think he's coming back to cap to support me, which is nice, actually. I could do with a company. Okay, we finally got a torpedo hit on the Koenig. Yes! And a flood. Another hit and a flood. And incapacitations. Okay, good times. Finally. 10 minutes later. Yeah, oh my god, that took a while, didn't it? Alright. Now, we're capping their cap. They're capping ours. Their Congo's going to decap the Mackenzie and the T-22 at some point. I've got the focus on doing the same for my team. There's a U-69. That ping looks good. Get rid of that. I really don't want to be torpedoed in smoke by a U-69. Got another hit on the Koenig. And this time it's another flood. He would have repaired the first flood. So that looks like a perm flood on the Koenig, which is great. There's the sub-torps I was worried about. Just going to try and stay on cap and stay in my smoke for now. What are those torps doing? Yeah, it looks like we're on for... I think we got him. I do believe we got the Koenig. Yeah. Okay, good. Ah. And of course my guns are going to take forever to turn. I'd like to shoot the Icarus, but my guns... So we'll just move away and go dark for now. And now the Icarus is here, I feel confident enough to push a submarine. Koenig took out their Icarus, which is great. Just got the Minekaze to worry about. And this submarine. Who's very close, actually. We should be able to depth charge this guy. Okay, I'm looking at the mini-map and I'm trying to figure out exactly what direction this guy's going to go in. Icarus is laying charges. I'm going to lay some over here in case he's done some shenanigans. Okay, I've now got to wait another 25 seconds before we get more depth charges, which is kind of annoying. Not seeing any patches of oil. Mackenzie takes out their Revolution. And it's looking good for us. I'm going to guess... I'm going to depth charge where the Icarus didn't. And there we go, got him. Okay, good. Good, good, good. So that's the submarine threat dealt with. And it looks like we're going to win the match. Excellent. So that's the Minekaze out of stock with all the researched modules. And as I said, I don't think I'd bother with the gunfire control system upgrade. You can save the XP for something else, but the hull is definitely worth switching out. I'm not sure the guns are worth switching out either for the 0.9 second extra reload. My name's Len Gunn, and this has been the Minekaze in the grind to the Haragumo. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.